Entrepreneurs, business owners, real estate investors. Problems arise from neglecting one important thing, that is gratitude. So it creates strained relationships, missed opportunities, negative reputation in the marketplace, decreased motivation, and limited growth in not just your business, but in your personal life, your health, and your relationships. This can be solved by one thing. There was a book that we're going to talk about today that solves that challenge and gives us a lot of depth of understanding on it. Before we get started, for Alchemist Nation, welcome back, Alchemist. This is the 52 Weeks to Wealth with myself, Walter Morel. We've been on this journey, and by the way, today is Wealth Principle 37. So we've been on this journey for 37 weeks, diving into many principles that help us increase our income and also double our net worth. Show of hands are committed to doubling your income, doubling your net worth. Still committed to the cause? All right. Well, the way we do that is we are all committed to building 100 millionaires. Show of hands are still committed to building 100 millionaires. A great philosophy. Excellent. Well, it's 100 millionaires who are inspired to build 100 millionaires who are inspired to build 100 millionaires. So show of hands if you'll teach and then ask that they teach. We're still committed to that idea. The concept of, hey, like I'll show you, but you got to pay it forward. Awesome. So that's how the mission works. Now, we've been doing this for 5 years. Some of you have been here since the very beginning. And I just realized Jen actually showed up around 4 years ago. So let's give Jen Sullivan a big round of applause. 4 years. Mitch Jorsky, Michael Shine, 5 years in the game. Ron Bowling, 5 years. Dorina, 5 years. Let's give them a big round of applause. Been here forever. Doug McGurk, since the very beginning with us, building millionaires and helping people get to the next level. So the question I get is, how many millionaires have you built? Well, 31. Sorry, we haven't been that good at it. But over the last 4 years, we built 31 millionaires. This is season 5, and we haven't counted how many we've built in the last 37 weeks. But the summit is coming up. We're 96 days away, but who's counting? And we'll be checking in and seeing who has become a millionaire in the last 37 weeks. If you haven't already gotten a questionnaire or a form from us, you will. If you've been in one of our programs, Mentorship, Mastermind, Names on Deeds, Recession Proof Challenge, any of those, we will be checking in and saying, hey, how are you? What are you doing? What's going on? That's my announcement. Now, this wealth principle, the depth of your gratitude, is one that not too many people take seriously when I promote it. When I say, hey, we're going to talk about gratitude this week, a lot of people are like, well, I'll tune in next week when we're going back into something more tactical. But you have shown up. So for the 51 people on the call, let's give you a big round of applause. You're very smart. Why would I put such a silly sounding principle into a wealth program, into a program that's designed to double income and double your net worth? Why would I put something as holistic as gratitude, something that we all know we're supposed to do? By the way, who's been to a training that said you should write down things you're grateful for in the morning? Who's been to a training like that? Just show of hands. Oh, every single one of you. That's interesting. Okay, so we've all been to a training that said you should write down gratitude. And by the way, was the training a business or real estate training? You were at some sort of money-making conference or seminar. Any been to one of those where they're like, gratitude's important? Okay, excellent. Now, why would gratitude be such a major component to people who are just talking about money? We got to go back to the core of what gratitude is and what gratitude creates and what money is and what money creates. So money is energy. So if we can agree to that. Money is it's currency. Currency is like electricity. Electricity is energy. And so when you give money to a person, they go and typically tend to give you a thing, or they do a thing for you. Who here has done something for money or exchanged something for money in the past? Oh, excellent. We all know how to do that. Perfect. It's a great skill. And who here would like to do more of it? Exchange more and get more money or more work done for you. I love it. So we have to understand that energy is important for money exchange. Who here's like had a hard time closing somebody or selling something when they were low energy? Didn't even pick up the phone. Didn't even show up to an opportunity when you're low energy. Anybody have that problem? Low energy and you just like screwed the sale up, didn't show up to the sale, didn't go get the opportunity, didn't say the right thing. You're just like, oh, yeah, whatever, no big deal, and just lost it. So we know low energy is bad. We do grasp that it takes away money, and that when we're in really, real low energy, we don't even care about our money anymore. We're just like, yeah, we'll pay people to do things because we don't have any energy to do it ourselves. Anybody been there? Just such low energy, you're just like, yeah, whatever. Take my money. I don't even want to do this thing. I'm so annoyed with it. I'm so frustrated with it. That's a low energy thing. But when we're in a great state, high state of energy, we typically will go and, yeah, no big deal. I'll take care of that right now. Just get it done. And like checks come in the mail because we just got it done. Just got it done. Just got it done. Who's done that? Just checking in. All right. All right. We got the experience. So energy is important. And gratitude is actually a source or a process for getting energy. Gratitude itself is not energy. Gratitude is actually a structure that leads to energy. It is a pathway. It is a process. Who here understands that it's something you'd have to walk into. It doesn't just happen. You know, just end up grateful. You have to kind of start thinking about a thing in order to eventually feel a way about a thing. And then the gratitude releases positivity. The gratitude releases an energy. The gratitude releases this kind of sense of abundance or a sense of more, and it gives you this sense of energy or capacity. So as we're going into this, show of hands if you're an entrepreneur, business owner, solopreneur, real estate investor, you trade stocks, forex, whatever. So you got business. Who here has staff? Who here wants staff? Right? Who here want a lot of people to do all things for you, so you walk away and do nothing, right? So if we're showing up with a grateful team, there's a good chance they're going to work a little bit harder for us. True or true? If our team is grateful for the opportunity, grateful for the task, grateful for the client, grateful for the work, there's a good chance that they're going to do much better. So not only does understanding how to be grateful ourselves become important, also being able to impart gratitude into others or instill gratitude into others becomes extremely necessary as you scale up your business and want to become more passive. One of the challenges with solopreneurs is that they are solopreneurs. All the work goes through the individual. And so in order to ever retire, we have to exchange that capacity, that desire for doing work to somebody else. We would be very grateful if other people were doing all the work for you and they were doing it right. And they were doing it better than you. Excellent. So we'll do a little exercise later today to see all of that. So let's discuss some of the benefits. One, a positive mindset. So this is a framework. A positive mindset will lead to a state of gratitude more often. A state of gratitude leads to better energy, and better energy leads to better results. If you want to close more clients this year, you have to go onto the call smiling. Who's heard that before? Some sales trainer like, you got to call with a smile on your face. You got to do this. It doesn't work so well when you're faking it, but it still works better than not smiling. So if you can be in a more positive state more often, you can make more sales. The positivity culture, we'll call it that, the positivity religion out there, I have a challenge with it because it also leads to delusion. There's a lot of people who are just ridiculously positive and not creating results for themselves. And they're like, it's okay because it'll be better. And they keep kind of going and doing the same thing that doesn't work. And they're like, it's okay. I'm great. It's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. It's going to be good. And I think that we all kind of sometimes read The Secret and we're like, oh, that's got to be crazy positive. And we listen to somebody like Vinny who wrote a book on the positivity brings profitability. And we're like, that's got to be the secret to his happiness and success is the positivity. It's not necessarily the positivity, it's the reality. It's genuinely being positive about the situation, genuinely being grateful for the lessons and learning along the way. We can be thankful for lessons and be grateful for lessons, then we become continuous growers, continuous developers. And if you're looking to close more clients, you have to be thankful for every call you've been on, even the failed calls. If you want to get more clients, you have to be grateful for every person who ever sent you a potential lead. Even if the lead was shit, be thankful for the lead. If the lead was, led to nothing, be thankful for the relationship, be thankful for the lead. And if the lead does lead to something, be thankful for the opportunity to be aware of it. And if you miss an opportunity, be thankful for the lesson that you learn and document your lessons. Here's how I know you're in a state of gratitude. You're writing down things, right? If you're writing down a lesson, that you're grateful for it. If you don't write down the lesson, you'll probably, one, repeat it again. You probably repeat the mistake. And two, you're not going to put yourself into a state of gratitude because you're trying to avoid the lesson that is there to be learned. So offense if you ever avoided a lesson and had to go make the mistake multiple times. Yeah. Painful, right? It's painful. I think it's more painful than writing it down, finding the lesson, and then being grateful that this will never happen to me again. Who here remembers 2008? Remembers 2008. What happened in 2008, I think, was, to me, the worst thing in the world. I didn't lose a dollar on paper, but I on 2008, I lost millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars because I didn't know a goddamn thing about real estate. I knew nothing about real estate. I bought my first house in '08. I looked around, I saw the houses going down in value, and I said, I should buy more. And I called the bank, and the bank was like, you can't buy more because you already own a house. And I believed them. I believed them for 4 years. I believed that there's no way for me to buy any real estate because I already owned a single family home. Because I would have had to put a 20% down payment. I talked to one lender. One lender told me you need 20% down to buy a house, a second house, an investment property. And so you can't do it right now with the amount of income you have, you don't have the down payment. And I believed that for 4 years. I never went and did any research. I was not in a state of gratitude. I was in a state of ignorance. And what I did was I made a decision in 2012 when I realized I could buy more real estate, when I discovered names on deeds, when I started going out and buying real estate and just picking it all up. I made a promise to myself that when the next 2008 comes, I would be prepared. Even if I didn't buy everything this time, I would be prepared to put my name on deeds, to buy everything, absolutely everything, to pick up as much as I humanly possibly could, to learn every skill necessary so that when the opportunity arose, I would be able to do it. And every day I think about 2008, I put myself into a state of gratitude saying, I'm on my way to do it. I've learned another thing. I've built another relationship. I've got another skill. I've got another person who's in that market, who's in that market, who's in that market, who's in that market. I've got one more trick up my sleeve. I've got one more dollar in my bank account. I've got one more potential commission coming through, more streams of income that are preparing me for the opportunity, more passive investors. And I see myself as so much better than I was in 2008. Who here is better than you were in 2008? More prepared? That's one way to look at gratitude with a positive mindset that isn't delusional. Right? I want real stories. That's why inside of our masterminds and our mentorship programs, inside of anything that we do, we talk about 3 wins, 3 things we've done well. It's to create a positive story. That positive story gets you to do it again. And I've told folks inside the mentorship or the mastermind, I'm just like, dude, like, did you read a book this week? That's positive, right? Broke people don't read books, right? If they do read books, they're reading fantasy novels, right? They're reading romance novels. And nothing wrong with those. If you've read a real estate book, also, if you've read a business book, also, you read a mindset book or a sales book, also. So if you read a book, perfect, it's positive. If you submitted an offer, perfect. That's a thing that you can do more of. It's proof that you're a real estate investor. Brian James this week, last week, he called up a whole bunch of property managers, started doing some research on a market he's interested in. I was like, bro, like that, those are wins that prove that you're going to get some real estate. It's proof of concept, proof that a few months from now or a few weeks from now, there's going to be offers submitted, there's going to be deals put under agreement, and they're going to be financing these deals. I say that because gratitude. Oh yeah, I love it, Alan. Yeah, gratitude also creates latitude. Awesome. Write that down. That's free from Alan Knowles in the chat. All right. So the second one, enhance relationships. So if you don't feel good about a person, they're not going to feel good about you. That's that's true. That's as within, so without, right? But if you do feel grateful for a relationship, grateful for a connection, you're going to end up with more of that connection. Now, let's take money for an example. Jen Sincero did a great job with this in her book, You Are a Badass, about making money. She said, what if money was a person? And what if you looked at money with a relationship? How would you look at that relationship? Are you grateful for them all the time? Or are you kind of resentful that they're not there when you need them? Are you kind of resentful that they're always hanging out with other people, but never spending enough time with me? Or do you feel like sometimes they come around and sometimes they don't? And when they do come around, sometimes you're like, you know what? Money's not important and you're not grateful for the money. So why should money stick around? Imagine if we felt that way about our partners or our spouse. Imagine if we ever said something like that to our partner. Yeah, they're not. Imagine if we said something like that to somebody else in front of our partner. You know, yeah, money's not everything. Money's not that important. Oh, yeah, money can't buy you happiness. Dude, if I said that in front of Doreen, if I said Doreen doesn't bring me happiness, holy shit. And she knows like happiness is internal. She knows that. But if I started saying that sort of stuff out loud, how long would she be around? It wouldn't be long. She would very quickly show me how much dissatisfaction not having her can bring. So thanks for catching this. It enhances relationships. Gratitude enhances relationships. So let's, for a second, just feel right about money. Let's write down something really quickly. I am grateful for all the money I have now, and I am grateful for the money coming to me. I want you to feel it for a moment. Just feel it. And we're going to anchor this because Doug's going to use this later. So I want you to feel that gratitude. I'm thankful for all the money I have now and grateful for the money that is coming to me. And just write it down real quick and you can put this in your refrigerator. This is an affirmation for the week. Again, I'm grateful for all the money I have now, and I'm grateful for the money that is coming to me. And feel that sense of gratitude as a real sense. Now, if your mind somewhere in there is like, oh, there's no money coming to me, stop listening to yourself. Stop listening to your mind. It may be true. It may be physically true at the moment, but with a great state of gratitude, your ass will get off the couch and go do a thing, right? You'll pick up the phone, you'll call a person, you'll submit an offer, you'll offer your services to a person, you'll sell something. So, fence, we agree with gratitude is we can create some latitude. We can get to the next level. Awesome. So we're gonna go through third, fourth, and fifth really quickly. Reducing stress. If you have been to the doctor recently and they said this condition is related to stress, put your hand to the camera. They have told you at some point that a condition you have is related to stress. Show of hands. Just a few of you, huh? The rest of you are all fucking liars or you're not going to the doctor. Every single one of you has heard that a condition you're bitching about or complaining about is related to stress. And they've said, oh, it's stress related. Yeah, you should relax. Who here's not listened to the doctor clearly, obviously, because he's still got the freaking condition. So I'm going to ask for you to maybe spend a little bit of time in gratitude. Be grateful for what you do have. Be grateful for the things that are working. You're human, and so you're obsessed with what's going wrong. That is the human condition. It's one of our talents and skills that's kept us the apex predator on the planet for the last whoever knows how long we've been around here. But there's 8 billion of us now, and 200 years ago, there were not. And 400 years ago, there was not more than a million people on this planet. And somehow in 400 years, we've gone from a million people to 8 billion people. Something about us makes us successful. It's our fear. Truly it is. It's our stress factor. The fact that we're always concerned about something makes us think about the future and go fix things. So yes, it's made us successful as a species taking over the entire planet. But for happiness, it doesn't help very much. Show of hands, we grasp that. So on some level, I need your stress. I do need to stress you out a little bit. I need you to buy the next property. I need you to go buy the next deal. I need you to pick up the phone and call the next person. I will create stress in your life. That's not a question. But I need you to also be grateful for the things that it creates on the other side of the stress. Be grateful for what will come. Be grateful for what you have. Be grateful for what is already in your space. Be grateful for the stress. Hey, I'm thankful to have these problems. When I'm stressed out, being the CEO of a company that helps a lot of people also means that I have to deal with a lot of problems. I'm kind of like the CEO is a great role. It's like a filter for all the problems. Nobody sends me the great things. I get all of the garbage that's going on and things aren't working. And it's a wonderful, wonderful position if you have a high stress tolerance. So occasionally I'll break down. I'll be like, damn, like I don't want to do this. And Darina's like, cool, talk to me. And I think I've seen Darina, we do this like 2 or 3 times. And every time I do it, she's like, I don't know how you do it. And the answer is this. I'm grateful for the opportunity to have all that pain. I'm grateful for the opportunity to be in a position to change other people's lives. Who here can be grateful for other people's problems? You're an entrepreneur. You kind of have to be, right? That's what it is. All right. Number 4. So stress reduction, do it. I don't know what it takes for you to stress reduce. For me, sometimes like I just go outside and I take a few breaths. God gave us lungs. It's the coolest thing ever. They work. Try it. Try the oxygen thing. It's the simplest, cheapest thing you'll ever experience in your life. It's hot outside, go breathe. If it's cold outside, go breathe. Just 5, 10 seconds out there. I look up at the sky and I'm like, I don't understand any of this shit. And that makes me feel way better. So, if you could do this next time you're stressed, just find a window, find a door, just walk out into an outside area, look up, and be confused as shit, looking up at the space that just none of it makes sense. And I find that a lot of peace there. Number 4, improve decision making. You will literally, if you have one thing that you're focused on, you're grateful for the results that you're creating, you'll find that you have less decisions to make every single day. I don't think about what I'm wearing. I know what I'm talking about today. I'm going to sell you, by the way, on the idea of names on deeds sticking around me at 12 o'clock. So from 12 to 4, we're going to talk about names on deeds, how to buy real estate with no money down, how to buy real estate, how to, in this market, what deals are making sense, what deals are not making sense, how to not lose money, because I've never lost money on a deal and a lot of suckers have, and how to increase your income and how to double your net worth. I'm going to show you the tactics of real estate investing today. This, by the way, will probably be the last time I teach this for a very long time because I'm taking some time off. Show of hands if you've heard my story. I said I would do 5 years with Alchemist Nation and I'd take a lot of time off. So this is my 5th year. I've done a lot of work. There'll be other people doing these trainings. There'll be other people doing the speaking. So if you've been in the community for a long time, I've said this for a long time. Show of hands if you know I said 5 years. I'm in and then I'm out. I'll still be here. But the real estate side, I'm probably going to step away and actually do more real estate investing personally myself with a really powerful team that I built from within inside Alchemist Nation. So how did I come to that decision? I'm grateful for the opportunity. Right? I was grateful for the fact that I was going to go build something really cool. And when I look at that, it's made me say no to all the other things. When I set the 5-year goal for Alchemist Nation, it made me focus and say, I didn't buy a lot of real estate last year. I didn't buy a lot of real estate the year before. I only bought 35 units last year. And I think the year before, I sold more real estate than I bought. And that was because I was focused on building this community, helping each of you, helping a lot of people get to the next level, building a great, amazing team. I have literally the best team. Let's give everybody on the team a big round of applause. You guys are absolutely amazing. Gary, who runs all of it. Improved decision making in your life comes from saying no to things and being grateful for the opportunity to do just one thing. So let's very quickly write down the 3 or 4 things that you think are important, and then just pick the one that if you just did that one, you'd be very grateful to do that one. This is not an easy exercise. I had to do it this morning with Dorena. I looked at my 5 companies and I said, 4 of these have to die. I look at 5 that I love all of them. I said, I love all 5 of these companies. 4 have to die. And in order for one to grow, and in order for one to live, and this is the pumpkin philosophy. If you want to have a giant monster pumpkin, you have to kill all the other pumpkins on the vine. Who's heard this before? I think it's in a book that Mike Michalowicz wrote, Profit First. And I looked at my 5 pumpkins. I was like, dude, like 4 of these are killing one of them. 4 of these are preventing the one thing from really growing and expanding into the next level. Now, here's what's interesting. You can have seasons. You can grow a pumpkin this year. You can also grow another pumpkin next year. So if you focus and put all of the other things aside, clip them off, plant a new pumpkin the next year, you can develop that pumpkin, get all the way. So you may have businesses that just need to be put on hold for a little while. Maybe put them on hold for 3 months. Maybe put them on hold for a year. I have one business that I need to focus on right now, and that's Alchemist Nation. It's the only one that matters to me. I could not buy real estate for the next 3 months, and I would totally win at life and impact. And I know that. I know that I could not teach real estate investing for the next 90 days and nobody's life would change in a dramatic way. Just a handful of people, right? But it wouldn't be monster. Don't worry. Everybody in the mastermind, you guys are safe. I'm sticking with the mastermind. I'm just saying names on deeds. It's the last time that I'm teaching names on deeds for an undisclosed amount of time. So if you haven't registered already, I'm going to pour everything out there. I will be on for as long as you want today only. After this, do not ask me real estate questions. I will defer to somebody else like Mitch Jorsky or Larry or Vinny Chopra or anybody in my mastermind. I'll be deferring to somebody else. Show of hands, we understand why? Because I got a mission. I got a purpose. It's helped me improve decision making. So I think you should have the same 3 or 4 things. Write them down real quick. We already did it. Show of hands, we already did it. All right, perfect. 3 or 4 things. Write them down. Circle the one. Circle the one that if you do it perfectly, nail it down this year, you would never have to do it again. And just get that shit done. Just get it done. Walk away. So I told everybody internally in the company, I will be selling a large amount of Alchemist Nation this year. At the summit will probably where I reveal what I'm offering, I'll show the P&L of the company, like what it's done, like what it's going to do, where the profit centers are. And I'll be selling a big chunk of Alchemist Nation. Now I will still remain on because nobody wants to be the guy who was in Facebook and didn't stick around. Show of hands if you know what I'm talking about. The guy who had shares and then just like walked out. Ron says it to me. He's like, I will not be that. He's like, I want to be Steve Wozniak. It's like, I will stay on. I will help. I'll be a part of the board. I'll do whatever, guidance. But he and I are going to be taking a big exit and we're going to be bringing in some really good people to run the company and take this to the next level. Because he and I also realize we're not the best suited to do it. There's somebody out there. We know Gary is one of those people who'll be taking equity and doing a lot of the work. So let's give everybody who will be owning a piece of Alchemist Nation in the next 9 days a big round of applause. I don't know who you are. I don't know everybody, but somebody on this call, some people will be taking an opportunity. So in improved decision making, I want you to consider the same thing. Over the next 90 days, pump everything into just one business and be grateful for the opportunity. Be grateful for the clarity. Be grateful for not having to do other stuff. Number 5, attracting abundance. When we are in a state of gratitude, I don't know how to explain it. I hate that this sounds so holistic because I'm a really tactical person, but when I'm in a state of gratitude, opportunities just seem to come my way. I do not know why. It just seems like my phone rings and it's the right person. When I'm in a clear state of gratitude of what I'm doing and where I'm going, I get the text from the right people. I get the relationships from the right people. The money for the deal flows. The offer comes in. I put out 260 offers last year. And it wasn't until I was in a great state of gratitude that one of them got accepted. We closed and we're doing really well on that project. And it's the same thing this year. And with everybody I've been on the phone with the last 30 days, I got really clear. And every single call has just been fire. Every single call has just been like perfect because I'm in a state of gratitude. It could be my son. Every time I look at him, I'm like, dude, like I'm so thankful for the opportunity. Grateful for the opportunity to fail. I'm grateful for the opportunity to succeed. Whatever comes out of this, I'll do my very best. I'm grateful for, how much knowledge I have on human psychology and like human development, baby development. So it's something that you get to attract to yourself as abundance based on how you feel all the time. Who can put themselves in a hyped up, grateful state more often? You got time to do it, right? Like there's time that isn't happening. So you have a space where you could do it. I'm not expecting to be grateful all the time, but if you were, you'd probably run the planet. My guess, my guess is that guys like Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos are pretty satisfied with what they've accomplished so far, and they believe in what they're going to accomplish. Show fans if you feel that to be pretty true. Like they're pretty grateful for what they've accomplished, and they're like, I'm pretty sure I can do more. And they already in their head see it done. You have the same capacity to be grateful more often. So every week we have a book of the week, and the tactical exercise that I want you to do this week is what we just did. I want you wrote it down. Who here did actually write something down? Perfect, 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 perfect. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I want you to go and implement it this week. And if you can, implement it all the next 96 days to the summit. Because if you can get to the summit and have one thing cleared off your plate, then I will focus with you on building your millionaire plan for the next year, building whatever that path is to make that next $1 million in a year for some of you, and in 2 to 5 years for some of you, whatever is appropriate for where you're at. But we're going to work together at the summit to make sure that this is appropriate, a right plan that you can work. So let me see, need comes from a place of scarcity. So let me say this in a place of gratitude and abundance. I expect that you will clear off one big thing off your plate by the summit. So you and I can work together on moving towards what's really going to move you forward. Show fans to make that commitment. Just one thing. It doesn't have to be all of it. I want you to clear off one thing. So write it down, what that one thing is, that over the next 90 days, you're going to put this thing to rest and hand it off to the right people who can really take it to the next level. Because you may not be the appropriate person. You may not be the right person to have that thing go all the way, but you probably did the job to get it here. And then the next person takes it there. So fans, we understand that's okay. That's growth. It's just like one day I'll have to send my child off to school. That'll freak me out. But hopefully I have instilled in him the ability to go there and be a wonderful human being and learn and develop in that. So fans, you've already done it. Parents, you've done this before. Well, your businesses, all these ideas are kind of like that. They're your children, and some of them, you gotta let them go so we can get to the next level. And be grateful for the opportunity to do that. Excellent. Book of the week. Who wants to do the book of the week? We got Michael Shine here. Oh, man. All right. So every week we do a book of the week, and we do that for a reason. The average CEO reads 60 books a year. Average millionaire reads 52 books a year in our community anyway. And the reason we do 52 books a year is because the average human being, average American, reads one book a year and they don't even finish the book. So if you're able to complete 52 books, a book a week, that would give you a 52-to-1 advantage over the average American. Average income sucks. Average person is overweight and out of shape. The average person doesn't have a good relationship with their children. The average person doesn't like their job. The average person hates what they do. The average person is not in good health, and the average person dies at 78 years old. Show fans if average sucks. We do not want to be average. That's right. We want to be above average. And we want unfair advantages. Reading a book a week gives you an unfair advantage. Each one of these principles has a book that really encompasses it. Ron Bowling told me years ago, he said, every book has one principle that it teaches really, really well. And I agree with him. Good books do. Not so good books try to teach a lot of things, and nobody remembers those books. A great book teaches one thing and teaches it really well. And this book of the week is very similar. So Michael Shine and I sat down for 2 hours and we jammed up all the principles. We said, here's what the books would be. And we ran out of time. And so we sat down for another 2 hours and we figured out what the rest of the books were. And over the last 5 years, we've changed a book here and there based on relationships we have with the author or based on the real quality of the principle. And this book has been one of the books that has been with us for the longest time. So Michael Shine is our holistic attorney. He is the keeper of the books. He's the closer. Let's give Michael Shine a round of applause. What is the book of the week, brother?
Walter, the book of the week is one of the foundational five. It is actually the last of the foundational five. And if you haven't read all of these, oh my God, there's Dorina. Hey, Dorina. Um, um, it's The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace D. Wattles. Walter and I endeavor to listen to this every single Sunday. And I would highly recommend that you do it as well because it's a game changer. Wallace Wattles took this concept and stripped away everything. You know, if you read Think and Grow Rich, like Walter even gives you an extra week because it's so thick and dense and has so many stories. But Wallace Wattles basically took that concept and said, we're going to strip away everything. And so the book is only, in my copy, it's only 83 pages. It takes less than 2 hours to listen to on Audible. And as we've always said, there's no shame in Audible. It is the secret behind the secret. So if you're one of those followers of The Secret, of the Law of Attraction, this is the book that Rhonda Byrne talks about when she said there was an old-timey book, because this was published, I think, 1904. It is the most amazing book. It is stripped down. I just wanted to read. It's not like a murder mystery, so I'm not going to ruin anything by reading the last paragraph. The men and
I am so glad you're doing this, Mike. The last paragraph is literally my favorite paragraph in the entire book. Sums it all up. Go ahead.
you might hear this week's theme in that last paragraph. The men and women who practice the foregoing instructions will certainly get rich, and the riches they receive will be an exact proportion to the definiteness of their vision, the fixity of their purpose, the steadiness of their faith, and the depth of their gratitude. So Wallace Wattles knew over 100 years ago that this is what it's all about. And if you think that gratitude is woo-woo or whatever, well, jump on the woo-woo train, because for most of my life, I didn't even think about gratitude. And then when we started our spiritual journey, like 2017, started practicing gratitude, and on a daily basis, you know, say something before you get out of bed, 3 things you're grateful for. Say 3 things before you go to bed at night. Journal, write what you're grateful about. Just write 10 things in the morning, 10 things at night. And so it's just kind of interesting because, like I said, Wallace Wattles stripped away everything, but he has a full chapter on gratitude. Chapter 7 is all about gratitude. And I swear, sometimes I'm riding my mountain bike on a Sunday and I'm listening to this on Audible, and I'm just kind of spacing out, you know, because there's rocks and trees and roots and deer, whatever there is. And suddenly chapter 7 hits, and it's like my whole brain wakes up and I'm like, oh my God, thank you for the reminder about gratitude. It changes everything. Do you know that you cannot be unhappy if you are in a state of gratitude? Try it sometime. Just try being grateful and also being miserable at the same time. It doesn't work. This book is the OG. There's a reason that Walter picked it for the 5th and final one, because you go through the other 4, and then this is the one that you stick with week after week after week. It'll change your life. It'll change your pocket. Your pocket will be full of money. Your life will be full of money. And just from a gratitude perspective, you'll just be a happier person, which means you'll attract more stuff. It's awesome. I can't recommend it more highly. And that is it. I am out.
Let's give Michael Shine a big round of applause. It is true. We read that book every week. I want to say well over 300 or 400 times I've read the book myself. And it is still, every time I listen to it, I'll come home and I'll tell Dorina, because I listen to it on Sundays. I'll come home from the gym. I'll tell Dorina, like, oh, did you know it says this? Or I was thinking about, this is the solution. This is where it is. And I'll always send a text to somebody. Somebody gets a text from me on Sunday that just says, hey, I just want to let you know I'm thankful for you. Because I hit that chapter 7 and I'm like, I'm thinking of somebody. And I'm like, who am I grateful for right now? To shoot them that text.
The crazy thing, sorry to interrupt, but the crazy thing about this book is that I've also listened to it at least 300 times. I'm just estimating. And every time I listen, I hear something different. It's like magical. I don't know how this happens in 80 something pages, but every time I'm like, oh my God, I never caught that before. This is incredible. So yeah, you could have it for the rest of your life. So,
Give Michael Shine a round of applause. He's the keeper of the books, the holistic attorney, the closer. He just closed another deal for us. Another condo sold, and very thankful for that. The condo was sold way over what we thought it should be sold for, and I'm totally fine with the way the market is absorbing our inventory. Now, every week we also do a guided meditation session. So this is where some people who are afraid of hitting their goals log off. Some people who are afraid of hypnosis or putting stuff into their subconscious mind. This is where scared people leave. This is where the people who are like, ah, I'm not into that holistic stuff tend to jump off. So be gone. God bless you all. But for the rest of us who want to get an unfair advantage and move forward into the future and just have our minds operating in a good way that is positive for us and impactful for our communities and for ourselves and our families, well, then stick around. Doug McGurk has the training from Tony Robbins. He trained with Tony, he trained with T. Harv, and he's mastered NLP, neuro linguistic programming. He's also a master of guided meditation and hypnosis. And what he's doing with Alchemist Nation, he's actually building 52 tracks so that you can have guided meditation that can move you towards your goals, including every one of these 52 wealth principles. These are principles. So who here would benefit from having all those principles just running in your head, just naturally running with the right process, and you just accept and run forward with the way life actually works? I felt the same way. I didn't know Doug was building this. This is something he mentioned just a few weeks ago, and I was like, blown away by the fact that he's always looking ahead of what the community needs and where we can move people. So one, let's give Doug McGurk a big round of applause. And for everybody who's ready to level up their game financially, to be a little happier in life, a little more grateful for what you already have, and for what is inevitably coming, the good things that are coming towards you, the money, the wealth, the access to opportunities, all of that coming towards you. Let's give Doug McGurk, the maximizer, a big round of applause. He'll also be speaking at the summit this year. And those of you who've been to the summit and know what Doug does, his process is to help you move through things, amazing, absolutely amazing. The opportunity to work with Doug in person is by far one of the most powerful things that you will experience in your life. So if you haven't already bought your tickets, buy them now, get them registered, get it taken care of. The hotel will run out. It does every year. And this year, Dorina has a baby, so she probably won't be running around getting extra like hotel rooms and doing all the extra stuff she's done in the past. So if you're waiting for last minute to do the hotel thing, please don't do that this year. It's such a pain for her. And I know where her mind is at. She's very grateful and very clear on what she's doing. So she's not doing as much extra stuff that she used to. So fans, we grasp. We're all grateful. All right. So without further ado, Doug McGurk, the Maximizer, guided meditation to get us into a great state of gratitude more often. You can come back to this recording anytime. Fast forward straight to this guided meditation and leverage it so that you can get to the next level. If you are driving a vehicle, please keep driving, turn this off. If you are operating machinery or doing anything where your eyes and body movements need to be engaged, this is a good time to not listen to it. Keep your eyes open, keep focused on what you're doing. If you are in a safe place, well then, Doug McGurk, they're all yours.
All right, now let's give it up to Galter. Come on. Galter and Dorina, which, by the way, as you know, with their newly blessed world here, they're still here. Not, well, neither of you are you holding holding him, Dorina? Oh, he's next door, he's sleeping. All right. So, and thank all of you for being here. That is outstanding. So, are we hearing the music? So why don't you go ahead and take a nice, big, deep cleansing breath in. Roll your eyes up to the back of your head till you feel a little strain. And relax. That's right. Take another big, deep cleansing breath in. And as you breathe in, tense every muscle in your body. Tense your arms, tense your legs, tense your stomach, tense your chin, tense your cheek, tense every muscle in your body. That's right. Hold it. Hold it. And relax. That's right. And as you settle into a comfortable position, allow your breath to become your guide into a deeper state of relaxation. And each inhale is a gentle invitation to calmness. Each exhale, a release of anything that does not serve at this moment of peace. Now, imagine yourself walking through a serene garden at dawn. The air is fresh, filled with a sense of possibility. This garden is unique. It is the garden of gratitude, where each plant, each flower, each stone represents an aspect of your life for which you can be and are grateful now. So breathe in the fresh air of appreciation as you notice the beauty in the details around you. And walk deeper into the garden of gratitude. As you walk along the path, you see a magnificent tree with the branches laden with vibrant leaves. Each leaf representing a moment of gratitude in your life. The leaves shimmer in a soft morning light. A dance of thankfulness for the sun, the soil, the rain. Elements that nourish and sustain. And you find a clearing where the sun filters through the canopy, illuminating a circle of stones. And each stone is engraved with a lesson learned from past failures, past challenges, past opportunities for growth. This sacred circle is your personal sanctuary of reflection and gratitude. So as you take a deep cleansing breath in now, connect to your higher power, to God, to Mother Nature, and repeat these affirmations aloud or to yourself. I am surrounded by reasons to be grateful. Each breath I take fills me with thankfulness. Gratitude grounds and centers me. I am grateful for every experience that has shaped me. Each failure has gifted me with insight and strength. My past challenges are stepping stones to my growth. The path leads you to a tranquil pond, its surface smooth like a mirror. As you gaze into this water, you see reflections of your past experiences, even those that challenged you. And in this peaceful setting, you recognize that each experience has shaped you, contributed to your garden of life, giving you strength and resilience. And you look over and Represent yourself to that sacred circle, and as you approach that first stone, it's engraved with a particularly tough time you endured. As you run your fingers over the cool, smooth surface, allow yourself to feel the weight of that moment, but also recognize the resilience it fostered within you. You sit by the stone and let the warmth of the sunlight remind you that light always follows darkness. The warmth seeps into your skin, comforting and assuring you that every experience, no matter how difficult, contributes to your growth. So I wonder if you can ask and answer these questions. Why am I so open to finding gratitude in every experience? How does gratitude reveal the richness of my life? What makes me so capable of feeling thankful each day? Why am I able to find value in every setback? How have the failures equipped me for better opportunities? And what lessons have brought me closer to my true self? Because each step you take in this garden deepens your connection to gratitude. You realize that, like this garden, the state of gratitude requires regular nurturing. It grows stronger and more vibrant with attention and care. Now, imagine planting a new flower in this garden, a symbol of commitment to cultivate gratitude daily. Each petal a reminder to pause, recognize, and appreciate. Each stem a support for your growing awareness of the many blessings around you. And as you repeat the connection to those stones, those sacred stones, move on to the next stone and carry with you the serenity and the insights from the first. And acknowledge each lesson from these stones. Realize that these stones form a circle, a symbol of completeness and ongoing growth. And if you recall the science of getting rich, perhaps you remember these affirmations. As you connect even more to God, to your higher power, repeat these. I am advancing to become what I want to be, using the failures of my past as stepping stones. I am grateful for the abundance that flows into my life through lessons learned and wisdom gained. Every day, in every way, I am getting richer in knowledge, richer in experience, richer in wisdom, and richer in character. I give thanks continuously for all things, and I move forward with confidence, knowing that the universe is conspiring to my success. So as you plant the seeds of gratitude in your daily life, water these seeds with positive thoughts and actions. Watch as your garden of gratitude flourishes. As you sit in the presence of your learned lessons, feeling peace, and absorb the warmth of understanding and acceptance. And you can reflect on the resilience you gained from each challenge. So as you prepare to leave the garden, feel a transformation within you. This garden of gratitude is not just a place you visited, it's a place you carry within your heart. Accessible in every breath, in every moment. Knowing that you can return to this garden whenever you need to reconnect with garden and gratitude. Carry the serenity and strength from this circle into your life. Let the gratitude for all experiences, good and bad, guide your daily actions, and share the lessons from your journey to inspire resilience in others. Now, as you gently return to the awareness of your surroundings in this room now, bring with you the serene energy and profound gratitude from the garden. Feel refreshed, rejuvenated, and ready to engage with the world with a grateful heart, knowing that each moment offers a chance to appreciate and to be appreciated. Come on back.
Well, Doug, that was a good one. Give Doug
Thank you.
McGurk a big round of applause. As you're coming back from the room, Darina asks where I can get Doug's recordings. I believe guidedhypnotic.com. And then there's more being released. Go ahead, Doug. Where are the recordings if somebody wants them?
Steve, it's the ultimate, let me get to it. Ultimate real estate success. I gotta get it back up. Hold on. I gotta wait for it.
We will add it to the newsletter. How's that? We'll get it added to the newsletter. So, if you're not registered to the newsletter, get registered to the newsletter. If you are on it, make sure it's not going to your spam. Go unhide. But we'll add that to the newsletter going forward as well. So it's an easy
Cool.
link
It's
for
in there
everybody to
now.
access. Perfect.
Let me put that
A
to everyone.
super long link. Yeah, we'll definitely put
Yeah,
that.
no, I have. It's the ultimate real estate hypnosis collection, I think.
Yeah.
Let me see.
Phenomenal. Let's give Doug McGurk a big round of applause. We're going to open up to questions and answers. And these questions can be about names on deeds because I don't retire until about 4 o'clock today. After 4 o'clock today, no more real estate questions for this guy. But obviously, if you're in the mastermind, I'll still continue to deliver in there because that is a lifelong program. And if you're in the mentorship, obviously, you know the deal. Mike mentioned earlier Foundational 5. Who here knows what the Foundational 5 books are by heart? Who knows them? Just a handful of people. Okay. Yeah, we haven't taught the Foundational 5 in a very long time. So I got a couple questions in the chat about those. I will hand them to you right now. There are 5 books that we suggest everybody read if you really want to level up and get to the next level. Yes, there's 52 books, but obviously there's an 80-20 to the 80-20. If you go all the way down to what is the 10% of books that you should read, it's these 5. The first is the one you've all read already, The Purple Book by Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. If you have kids, oh my God, if you have kids that are just getting into this, you have friends who are just getting into this, 5 books. These are the 5 books you throw at them and you tell them in this order only. Do not read out of order. It's very important because if they read out of order, they won't freaking get it. Like Mike said, The Science of Getting Rich is the last one. It's a little too woo-woo for somebody who's just coming into building wealth. So first book, Science of Getting Richest Man in Babylon. Oh, shoot. I just messed that up on you. The first book is Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. The second book is Richest Man in Babylon. The third book is The Secrets of the Millionaire Mind by T. Harv Eker. The fourth book is The Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. And the fifth book is The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace D. Waddle. That's the book we just reviewed today. Those are the foundational five. You read them in that order. The first book kind of tells you there's a secret, right? That's basically the premise of Rich Dad, Poor Dad is like maybe leverage isn't so bad. And then the second book, The Richest Man in Babylon, yeah, tells you the five principles of gold, kind of teaches you that work is necessary, money has principles, has guides. It gives you this idea. The third book, Secrets of the Millionaire Mind, actually gives you the 17 wealth principles or wealth files that will help you become a millionaire as long as you just instill those files into your brain. That fourth one, The Science of Getting Rich, I'm sorry, Think and Grow Rich, really opens your mind to what it truly takes to be successful. And that is a burning desire. I just gave it away. Sorry. The secret to the science of getting rich, secrets of, oh shoot. Now I'm gonna mess them all up. Think and Grow Rich is the burning desire. Once you have the first three books, that book really helps you nail it in. And then the final one really goes deep into gratitude. The Science of Getting Rich is really about believing that it's possible and going back and doing the principles, the core things that you learned in the other four books. So if you haven't already gone down this journey, go do it. And like Mike said earlier, we give everybody 2 weeks to get through the Think and Grow Rich book because it is a bigger book. It does take a little longer to get through. But the Science of Getting Rich, you can bang it out in 2 hours. So you should do it every week. That being said, let's open up to questions and answers. And for those of you who are coming to Names on Deeds, now is a good time to log off. You don't need the Q&A because we're gonna go deep Q&A in the Names on Deeds. Go get lunch, go get some food. I don't want you walking away. There'll probably be like one break in the 4 hours, and we're just gonna go hard in getting results, getting things done. But for everybody who is on the fence of whether you're going to show up to Names on Deeds, well, stick around, ask questions. And for those of you who want to talk about gratitude, stick around. First to unmute wins. Who has something that they're grateful for and they want to share with us? Billy Reuter, and then Ken Ingram. Ken, because you're wearing the right shirt. And then Mitch Jorsky, because you're wearing the right shirt. And yeah. Actually, Billy, I'm gonna put you out of order because you're not wearing the right shirt today, which is not normal. So Ken, go up. What is something you're grateful for?
Today, I'm grateful for family and everyone's good health and the fact that, we're all doing good today.
We're all doing good today. I finally got to meet, well, I met Vicky and I met Ken's wife like years ago at the summit, but I haven't really gotten to spend time with her. But 2 weekends ago, the mastermind got together here in Tampa, and I finally got to spend some time with Ken Ingram's wife, Vicky Ingram, and she is amazing. She is one hell of an entrepreneur, one hell of a mind of like accomplishment. She's an immigrant. She's got an amazing story. And Ken, you really married up on that one. Let's give Ken Ingram a round of applause.
She's definitely a force to be reckoned with.
That is the truth, brother. Mitch Jorsky, what is something you are grateful for? What is something that you are feeling gratitude around?
You know what?
You
All
can
the
say
same
me.
things, all the same things that I was writing 6 years ago that still hold true now. And you don't need to be grateful for something new all the time. And sometimes it's good to go back to the classics. So one of those things on the list that I used to write every day back when I had the habit of doing daily gratitudes in a journal was I am grateful that I own cash flowing real estate and rental properties. And that gratitude was one of the best gratitudes I ever wrote because it made me realize that I was a successful real estate investor because I always had my eye on the end of the line goal. And until I got there, I wasn't successful, but many successes along the way. So sometimes the classics are the best gratitudes.
This is phenomenal for all of us to remember. Let's give Mitch Chorsky a round of applause and Ken Ingram a round of applause. Sometimes the gratitudes you've been grateful for are the ones to stay grateful for if you want to keep them around. Billy Reuter, who just got married again to the same woman. Again. What are you grateful for, brother? It should be in alignment with getting married to your wife again. That somewhere in that, I think there's the answer.
It's the secret. It's the answer. It's the almighty. She's my queen. Yeah, I mean, I appreciate the space again, and there's two parts to this that I'd like to share. One, we use the term appreciation a lot, right? And especially with all of our text in our chat here, we're always talking about appreciation. But I'd love to add a verb to it, right? And appreciation, I think, is best, and this goes with this lesson today. It's active appreciation, right? Like we could feel appreciation, and I think that's really the cornerstone and the value, but activate it, share it, send that text like you mentioned before, Walter. When you share your appreciation, when you make a post, when you text someone, give them a call, sincere compliment, my goodness, that activates it, because wealth truly is a frequency, something that we've all talked about. And a huge win, and I love the serendipity of this. I just had one of my own summits last week at a room full of entrepreneurs, and one guy asked me, he goes, "What are your top 3 books?" Right? And everybody's talking, and they were probably thinking because it was a business focused speech. And of course, I gave Rich Dad Poor Dad. That was my number 3 book. Think Big and Kick Ass, Donald Trump, the best book I've ever read, a million times over. Can't get enough of it. The first book, though, my number 1 was The Science of Getting Rich. So I am grateful for so many things, but for this particular lesson, because it was a room full of entrepreneurs that never heard of this book. They've all heard of Rich Dad Poor Dad. They've all heard of Donald Trump and his investment strategies, but they've never heard of The Science of Getting Rich. So to bring an awareness to a lot of these people, I had a lot of people text, they downloaded it, fills my heart, because as you know, it is ridiculously powerful. So I appreciate you all. Thank you.
Billy Reuter with a Donald Trump acknowledgement. Dangerous, dangerous conversation. You know that Michael Shine's wife cannot stand Trump. And I hope Brenda's not around because she would be so upset right now with that reference. And I stay out of politics, but it's true. This guy did think big and kick ass. He also wrote a book of Robert Kiyosaki, which is crazy. Why We Want You to Get Rich. And then he wrote this other book with Robert Kiyosaki that says The Midas Touch. I haven't read all of these twice, but I did read them once. And they're actually all really great books. So let's give Billy Reuter a round of applause. Go ahead, Mike, and then Gio.
You know what I love? You talk about serendipity, Billy. It's just when it seems like the perfect book always comes up when you're not doing something. Like I realized when Walter told me what the book was today that I hadn't been practicing gratitude. That happens all the time. That suddenly magical. It's not just for the whole group. It's a reminder for me to get back to my gratitude. And one of the things that I've been doing, kind of like where Billy says you take action, but what's kind of neat, most people say, "Hey, thanks, I appreciate it. I appreciate it." And what I've started doing instead is I say, and it actually makes me feel a little uncomfortable when I say it, but I don't give a shit. So I say, when somebody does something for me, I say, "I appreciate you." And it's a weird change, but nobody expects the you. And it makes everybody in the room feel much better. So you're really giving it out there. So try that one on for size. It's kind of fun.
Well, Mike, I appreciate you.
Yeah.
Michael Stein around.
You too. Peace.
Go ahead, Gio. Gio's driving, so I never know if we'll get good service whenever I see somebody in a car. But go ahead, Gio. Let's give it a shot, brother.
Hey, everybody. How's everybody? Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Oh, sweet. Okay. So I want to be vulnerable here. I'm going to say I'm definitely very grateful that I got to originally meet Billy. From Billy, I got to meet you, Walter, and then from you, Walter, the whole community. I was able to go to Trainer, meet a lot of beautiful people. I came back stoked, talking to my wife about you guys. So I'm very, very humbled and very honored to be part of you guys' community. You guys welcome me. You guys, I can feel the love. I can feel the sincerity. So I'm very grateful to be part of it, which is why I went to the mastermind. So I feel the love. Thank you.
Let's give Gio Sama a round of applause. Coach Gio. We hung out. We got to hang out in Tampa. We were doing train the trainer together. He's got an amazing talk and changing a lot of people's lives. The more you speak, the more impact you have. Any speaker on the call knows exactly what I mean. It's just get out there. Nobody wants to do the drive. Nobody wants to stand up and talk in front of people. But every time you do it, something good comes from it. Some impact happens. It's totally worth it. Let's get some other shares. And again, if you are going to Names on Deeds today, it is today at 12 Eastern. The link is in the chat. It is namesondeeds.com. And if you are scared of the $97, then you will never be a millionaire because $97 is the beginning. It takes a lot more investment than that. Go ahead, Tashin.
No.
Okay, Doug, yeah.
Yeah, I'll share real quickly. From real estate perspective, closed last month on was not a duplex, but it's two houses on one lot. Closing next week on another property all in the Asheville area. Speaking next Saturday at a an event, doing a breakthrough for it's like 180 or 100 accountants through that doing through Julio. Have a few things that I'm going to be sharing with you guys that are like amazing for a variety of reasons. Everything from like charity to investment that will be value adds that we can bring to our high net worth people. That it's just been launched, so we're getting some stuff sorted, but it's like amazing. Doing stuff for I'll share quickly. One of it is for all these companies and engineers in Israel who are now off to war. They have software companies that have basically stopped functioning because of this. And this friend of mine has created a situation where he's already bought and sold or created like 10,000 software companies. And what he's doing is he's going out there and helping these people in Israel, buying the company, bringing it into America, starting to build it up. And then when they come back from war, they'll be able to come back and help grow it. But it's a charitable fund that actually also creates, it's a way to donate on from any level, but also make money back. So it's actually a pretty crazy combination. There'll more to come, but it's a very powerful thing. And I will tell you, there's a way that also, if you know high net worth people, there's a way that you can actually get a commission for donations, which is unheard of.
Unheard of. Let's give Doug McGurk a round of applause. Actually, I just found out that there is a way to get donations in a lot of things. Apparently, saving manatees, you can get paid to raise capital for the manatees. Go ahead, Tashin. That is, by the way, a job out there for those of you who are capital raisers. You don't always have to capital raise for a real estate deal. Sometimes you can capital raise for charities. Fundraising is a legitimate paying career. Go ahead, Tashin.
So I don't know if Thurbin is on the call, but I would say that I am grateful for Thurbin because Thurbin brought me in to this network. And had he not been willing to have the conversation, I would not be in this network that I'm in today and be able to continue to make all of the changes that I've been making. And we were talking about the deal that I officially have under contract out here in New York, and I'm looking to start looking at other markets. But what I found out yesterday when building more rapport with my seller is not only was he going through foreclosure on his residential property, but that he owned an automotive shop and detailing shop right next to each other that he was also struggling with. So now we are in conversation to maybe do a consultant for equity in the automotive and detailing shop and helping him promote that.
Fantastic, Tashin. It's all about asking for more information. Hey, what else are you on? What other problems you got faced? How can I help you out? Let's give Tashin a round of applause. State of gratitude. Excellent. Excellent. It's a pretty cool place to be. Alchemist Nation's transformed quite a bit over the last 5 years. It originally was called Agent Alchemist, a little history tale. So I'm grateful for each of you. I'm grateful for the opportunity to serve. But this history of the last 5 years really started in 2018 when I was traveling and came back from Vegas and had the 52 wealth principles all kind of bundled up and wasn't really sure what I was going to do with them. And me and Ron were saying, hey, man, the agents really needed to invest. Like we really thought that we were going to save the world by teaching agents how to invest in real estate. Like that was our like compelling mission. Like we really thought we were transformed because like we as agents had our lives transform when we started investing in real estate. And we really thought we could help others do the same. And over time, we realized that agents don't want an alchemist. Agents just want leads. They just want clients, just want customers. They're just agents doing agenty things, right? They want to make more social media posts and they want to sell more houses, but they don't give a shit about investing in real estate. Not not the average agent anyway. We know investor agents are totally different, and that's become our jam and our people who we love hanging out with because they're entrepreneurs and they're investors. They're kind of like us, you know. We were entrepreneurs and investors. And Alchemist Asia was born out of this concept of we can't do it all ourselves. Like me and Ron started realizing, like, one, we're introverts. So our real skill was on the system side and on the back end of things. And the whole speaking and training and coaching thing has been, you know, he and I drew straws. We really did rock, paper, scissors. I drew the short straw on that. And Ron even mathed it up. He said, well, of the two of us, you're the least introverted. Of the two of us, you have more skills with going out and doing extroverted things. And I get confused a lot. I think a lot of people do really see me as an extrovert, but I have just because I have the skill and the capacity doesn't mean that it encourages or fills me. Uh, and I'm grateful for the strength that I've built over the years. So even if there are a few introverts on here, like, man, I can never speak like that, or I can never go out and do that. Uh, I'm grateful for the fact that you could learn it. I'm grateful for the fact that I have learned it. I'm grateful for the impact I've been able to create. And I'm also, this is my real, where the real depth of gratitude comes from, and Alchemist Station and Gary and all the coaches and like community leaders that I've brought on and been inspired by these past few years is I'm grateful for you extroverts who are willing to carry the message way further and have fun. And you get charged doing it. You get charged speaking in front of people. You get charged talking to people. I am grateful beyond for my sales team. We're like, yeah, I'll call more people. Sure, I'll jump on. I'll tell them about this. So grateful for the extroverts out there who are coming into the community and really helping expand it and expand the mission and growth. And I'm also grateful for the opportunity to kind of take more of a behind the scenes scene of things. I'll still obviously be at the summit teaching everything that I've been researching and figuring out what works in business right now. By the way, summit coming up, Vinny's going to really go deep into how you can work with the affluent. This is something he and I have been talking about a lot. It seems like most of you are looking to raise capital. Show of hands if that's true. You like more capital so you can close more deals, or you want to work with people who have assets and you want to buy their assets from them. So he and I have been talking about this idea of really going deep into the silver tsunami and how to raise capital from the affluent, how to speak with the affluent, how to have a conversation, how to find them, how to build a community around them and get them together. So the summit this year is really about getting that extra customer or extra series of customers that are actually high ticket, high value customers. So if you are somebody who's already bought a ticket for the summit, a paid ticket for the summit, please let us know. I may offer names on deeds for people who have paid for a ticket, especially the VIPs. If you have purchased VIP, you're going to get access to names on deeds today. If you have not purchased VIP or summit ticket, well, I apologize. That's on you. And I will see you at the summit. For each of you who is going out and you got family coming right after this, please remember that they are something you should be grateful for. I don't want to shit on you. So please make sure that they feel your gratitude, whether you haven't talked in a while or you talk every day. Go spend some time with people who you really love, and I think it will charge you. Remember what we wrote down earlier. That action step is so imperative that you go and push forward with gratitude that you get to only work on one thing right now. Who here said it, by the way? Oh man, if I only had one thing to work on. Who said that before? If all I had to do is this, if all I had to do is this. I'm giving you permission. All you have to do is this. Just do the one thing. Next 90 days, you and me will work on one thing. Let's bang it out. At the summit, we work on the next thing. But be grateful for the opportunity to work on one thing. Be grateful for the opportunity to just drive towards a result that you'll be able to tangibly create for yourself, for your community, for your family. And next week's wealth principle will be here again. I may have to adjust one of the wealth principles because I'm starting to do the math on we're at week 37 and wealth principle 52 will be at the summit. So I haven't done the math yet, but there's a good chance it doesn't quite align up. So I may have to combine a few principles or expand a few principles to get us there, I will release that over the next 24 hours. I'll be figuring that math out and seeing what I want to do to accomplish it. That being said, to each of you who's going to be on Names on Deeds, I can't wait to give it all away. I really want you to learn it. I want you to teach it. I'm going to give you as many tips, tricks, tactics that there are in the business to get success right now. We're only going to be talking about deals that can work today in this market. We're not going to talk about what used to work, and we're not going to talk about what might work in the future. We're going to talk about what's working right now over the next 2 years. So if you're actively planning on investing in the next 2 years, this call is for you. And if you're one of those people who's like, I'm going to wait 2 years and I'll wait for the market to do something, I know you're not going to buy real estate, and I say prayers for you every single day. Those people who are missing the opportunity, don't wait to buy real estate and wait. Names on Deeds. I'll see you on the next one. Cheers to your success. We have a choice.
Walter, you're not going
Mitch,
anywhere, buddy.
what's going on? I
You haven't
forget.
shared a gratitude, and we all know what your gratitude probably should be right now, but you got to end it with your share. Let's go, buddy.
Yeah, I am grateful for my son. I'm grateful for Dorina. I'm grateful for each of you. I have some of the best friends in the world. Everybody here in Alchemist Nation, we show up every single week charging each other. But yeah, the last 37 days have been the best days of my life. Watching Emerson grow and change and shift. And this morning we were doing little exercises. I woke him up at 7. He wasn't supposed to wake up yet, but woke him up at 7 this morning, and I did leg day with him. He was just standing on top of me, like standing up and like wiggling and stuff. And I told Durant, I was like, you gotta come see this. He loves standing. Like when he gets all the way up and like holds himself, he's like, his face lights up. He feels like he's got a little win. Dude's 37 days old. He's working his legs. He's been working his legs since day one. But Dorina was still in surgery, and I'm out there like doing the chest to chest stuff, and I'm just doing little flexes on those legs. So he's getting strong, and he's really starting to enjoy it, which is pretty cool. And he's starting to communicate better. Dorina now knows 5 different cries. She like can figure out like, oh, that's a gas cry, that's a melt cry. And one of them now, which is really cool, it just came out this week. Yeah, Mitch, now you got me going, man. Now you got me going. My gratitudes. Fuck. There's one that I love. He's just testing his voice. There's like him just testing his voice, and I'm like, man, he's gonna be a great communicator. I keep telling Dorina, like, this dude communicates really well. I could see it. And he's just testing, he's just sensing like his gift, which is amazing. So I will train him to be an extrovert. I will make sure that he has that. Let's give Mitch
Awesome.
Chorsky a
Let's
round
give
of
Walter a
applause.
round of applause.
Thank you.
Hey, he's got that Dorina side, so yeah, that's the extrovert.
Yeah,
Boom.
if I didn't have Dorina, I wouldn't have Emerson. And I don't think this community would be as big or as impactful as it is. So let's give Dorina a round of applause. She's absolutely amazing. Love you guys. Cheers to your success. You have a choice. Always work with the best. I'll
Love
see
you,
you at
saying,
12.
appreciate you.
The best.
Yeah.
Names on Deeds. Let's go.